Mike, obviously you had a promising second season. What was that journey like for you in terms of, one, learning a new offense, and two, getting to the point where you can contribute in the passing game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, part of, how you kind of grow and develop in this league. I think that, I was able to learn a lot throughout my first season in the NFL, and then kind of, learn from those experiences, kind of know what I had to improve on in my game, and then be able to make the most of, my opportunities moving on to my second year. So, when those opportunities were able to present themselves and I was able to kind of show what I was capable of doing, then, I think I was able to make the most of my opportunities and, help our team, win a few games and, kind of build towards the second half of last year.
Chris Perkins.
Hey, Mike, you had such a good relationship with Ryan Fitzpatrick last season. Obviously, you guys drafted Tua. I guess, how do you view that quarterback battle? And because it seems like Ryan would really benefit you like he did last season. How do you view the quarterback battle?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously there's a lot of talent in the entire quarterback room. So, I think that it's going to be, exciting for those guys to, go out and compete and make each other better day in and day out. Whether, I mean, honestly, there's a couple guys in that room that, like I said, there is a ton of talent in there. So, I'm super excited about, the future of that room and, excited to, go out there and work with, everybody in that quarterback room and, help those guys make some plays and, just go out there and honestly just, do my role and, make the most of my opportunities.
Can I ask you a follow-up real quick?
Love to. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Tell me about the video, throwing the football over the house. Was it real? And I mean, tell me about it, Mike.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was real. I was honestly just like super bored. And I was at my girlfriend's like beach house and pretty close to where I live, and we were just kind of hanging out and just kind of I think we saw something similar to that on the internet, and we were like, hey, like I might try that, and ended up taking a couple tries and a couple turns at it, but ended up doing it, and obviously became kind of blew up a little bit, and a lot of people were able to see it and just kind of entertain some people. But honestly, it was just I was kind of bored and just kind of put it together, and we ended up going out and doing it. It was funny.
Cam Wolf.
Hey, Mike. I know a lot of times this time of year people make a lot of their predictions about what individual players or teams can do. What do you think is a realistic expectation for the 2020 Dolphins and 2020 Mike Gesicki?
Honestly, I think that for me, personally, for our team, I think that, we kind of just take this, day by day approach. I think that, the season's a long time away. And I think that right now is a time to kind of just be, kind of selfish in terms of, focusing on, how you can improve and, develop your game to help the team. And then, collectively as a team, how we can kind of, whenever all this, quarantine and coronavirus and all that kind of stuff kind of settles down and, we kind of get the okay to get back and work together. If you guys know anything about, Coach Flo and, how he kind of runs our team, we're never looking too far ahead and, kind of just focusing on the task at hand. And right now it's just kind of focusing on ourselves and getting better, kind of creating that, camaraderie in the locker room and just go out there and, try to, make the most of our opportunities when they present themselves.
Adam Beasley.
What's been the biggest challenge of learning a new offense when you're not in the same room as the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just kind of the times right now. Honestly, across the league, everybody's kind of doing these Zoom meetings, and everybody doesn't have a new offense to learn, but we are installing a new offense and just kind of learn the ins and the outs. But I mean, it's been super productive to be on those Zoom meetings and be able to talk to our new offense coordinator Chan Gailey and kind of be able to talk with Fitz, being that he's played in this kind of system before, and then being in our meetings with George Godsey, our tight end coach, and he's kind of done a great job talking us through the run game, the pass game, our role in pass protections and run game, and just all the phases that, come with playing tight end. So honestly, it's been, really productive. And I think that, a lot of the guys have been able to, grasp the information that's thrown at them so far.
Stafford?
Hey, Mike, what's going on? I know you paid a lot of attention to college football throughout your years here. What were your impressions of Tua in college? I guess the lead up to the NFL draft, and if you had any contact with him, what's he like so far?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think, his performance in college kind of speaks for itself. I think he had a super, successful career at Alabama and, made a ton of plays and obviously, did, everything in his power to put himself in a position to, be successful and get to where he is right now. So, really happy for him and the opportunity that now he has with us. And, obviously, once you get drafted, your phone starts blowing up and, you got, everybody congratulating you. So, I kind of let that cool down for a little bit and then, was able to just kind of reach out and, tell him that, we're excited to have him on and, obviously, just talk to him real shortly. But I think that, what you guys see from him, just kind of being, super positive and, a great kid and, excited to get out there and work. I think that that's kind of the same thing that, I've been able to grasp from him as well.
Omar?
What's this training on your own process been like for you, Mike? What have you been doing and how often and what's it looked like?
Yeah, it's been unique. Just because, from the time that, I was at Penn State and then, my 2 years in Miami, you always kind of have that structure and, a coach kind of, telling you what time your workouts are and everything like that. So right now it's been, a lot of accountability on yourself. So, but I think it's been cool. It's been, something different and probably something that, we'll never have to experience again, hopefully. So I just kind of been taking advantage of this time to, focus on, myself and, getting in, great shape to come out there on this summer, whenever training camp kind of rolls around and be able to compete. Honestly, I think I've made the most of, these circumstances. I think a lot of guys have around the league. You see guys just kind of doing what they can and, working out in very unique ways and back home or wherever they are. So it's been cool. It's been unique, like I said, but whenever this kind of stuff ends, I am excited to get back and get around the guys and get working out and kind of have that structure of, coaching and schedule, all that kind of stuff back.
Armando?
From your conversations with Fitz that you mentioned and what you've seen of Chan's offense, what do you think that will present for you as far as opportunities? Will it be more? Are you excited about it? Where are you at with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited just, for another opportunity to, go out, do what I love to do. I'm sure, every guy on this. I think that, whatever scheme you're in, whatever system you're in, I think that you kind of, you earn the opportunities that you're presented with. So, regardless of, what the X's and O's are and, the play calls and all that kind of stuff, I think that, what you do in practice on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and, what you do in training camp, what you do in, before, the game starts on Sunday, I think that those are the opportunities that you earn for yourself. So, I'm excited for, whenever practice rolls around and just kind of go out there and, kind of prove myself to a new offensive coordinator and, a new guy calling the plays, because I think it's exciting. And as a competitor, it's something that I look forward to.
Joe Shad?
Hey, Mike, how's it going? I noticed that some of the fantasy football experts, and I don't play fantasy football, but I see it on.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, they've started to list you as a top 10 fantasy tight end, which I guess is kind of cool. But how do you feel like the perception of Mike Gesicki is different, like now compared to a year ago?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of something that, not like the fantasy aspect of it, but like the outside perception. That's something that I kind of try to, kind of ignore, just because, the opinions and the perceptions of everybody, outside of, honestly, our locker room, our building, it doesn't really mean a ton. I could, go out there and have a good game and everybody's happy. And then, the next week, not produce as much. And, people that had the same opinion about me the week before, it kind of changed. So it's not something that I really pay a ton of attention to. I do, appreciate those that do believe in me and, do, give me, that trust and, support me and our team and, our organization, because, those are people that I appreciate. But for the most part, I just kind of, like I said, earlier, just kind of, take this thing day by day, focus right now on myself because that's kind of the situation that we're in, to, get better and improve and make sure that I'm ready to come in and compete whenever training camp rolls around. So I am excited for this upcoming season and, we'll just continue to work and get back there whenever we can.
All right, we'll do two more. Safid.
Mike, how comfortable would you feel, from a health coronavirus standpoint, returning to the facility? And I wanted to ask, how do you think it would be received if a teammate may not have felt as comfortable returning?
Yeah, I think everybody for sure is entitled to their own opinion. These are very, interesting circumstances, something that, nobody could prepare for, kind of expect going into this off season. So it's definitely going to be, different and, unique whenever we are allowed back in. But I mean, I have trust in the NFL and then, our health officials and, everybody that, is way higher up than, myself and all those guys that are making these decisions to, allow us to come back into the building, whenever that time may be. So, whenever that is checked off and is okay for us to go back, I won't really, be too scared or nervous about anything just because I feel like, the league wouldn't really put us in harm's way. I think they're going to, make sure that everything's, very safe and, 100% ready for us to get back in there when they allow that.
Final question for Alan.
Well, if you can hear me, I wanted to ask you how many times you've seen the replay of your game-winning touchdown at New England since it happened and what it meant to you beyond just the fact that it was the game winner of the season.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's a clip that, has kind of, surfaced throughout this off season and, something that kind of excited our fans, and gives them, a little bit something to hold on to. But, I mean, for me and, what it kind of meant to me, I mean, it was a cool moment. It was, great for our team to, finish the season on that note and everything like that. But, it's something that, just at this point, just another play in the past and just, kind of more focused on, hopefully, helping this team win, more games in the future. Just because, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Just kind of, focusing, on this off season and, moving forward up to whenever training camp rolls around and, be ready to go in there and compete and, excited for this next opportunity.